So again, just like Alex said, my name is Bill Payton. I've been around with the company for just over 23 years now, and I'm the senior safety director for the line haul division, which that entails is basically having the entire country. And we really need to have a good discussion around the weather and how it impacts everyone out there.
Okay, well, looks like Kevin will be joining us today. Mid host. Thanks for joining, Kevin. Bill, just kind of going on with what's happening right now. So, what exactly is happening right now with the weather, and why is it such a big deal?
So that's a good question, Alex. And so we have across the country, all the way from the west, we've got a lot of blizzard type conditions. We're being impacted with icy conditions in the central plains, such as Texas, the Fort Worth area, all the way up to Edwardsville, Kansas, streaming all the way through Kentucky. And of course, later on this evening, it will be going through Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia. And the reason it is so important is simply because of the fact that we're seeing a lot more serious crashes, pileups, and it's about the drivers and about their safety as well as the motoring public around them.
Sure, sure. Now, we give all these safety reports. You guys send out emails every day being like, hey, watch out for the weather, watch out for the weather, watch out for the weather. And sometimes it does feel like, from a driver's perspective, that we're beating a dead horse. But today we're coming out live on the Ed Talk because this is different. This is serious. So who exactly is this going to impact?
So, everybody needs to be watching the weather. Those individuals who work in the front lines, they got to travel in these conditions to get into the office. And you know what? I'm in an area that right now I'm looking at 70, 72 degrees and sun shining. And we have to be very careful with that because of the fact that we don't visualize what it can be out there in the other world. So we've got to make sure that we're taking in consideration of these impacted areas. So when we're having these conversations with our drivers, we need to make sure that they completely understand it's about them, it's about the motoring public. And you know what? When it comes to the freight, we'd rather be late than the freight not getting there at all. So we just need to make sure that we are getting that point across.
Just in from Kevin. I guess there was a 50 vehicle pileup, and this is just an image. We got trucks in the mess here, and it's just this is going on all over. So I guess this is the perfect transition, and it's like, what should we do? Like, as professional drivers, what should we do under these types of circumstances?
So, in a lot of these areas, especially in this one he showed here, this is icy conditions. And for the most part, we've seen 57 runoff, jackknife, and overturned crashes year to date. And it's as simple as saying every one of these are too fast for condition. Out of those, probably 80% of these type crashes were empty trailers or light. And so
Mm,
it makes the traction a lot less. And the proper speed when there's icy conditions, the proper speed is simple. It's zero. We should not be driving on icy conditions. And even if we're seeing a lot of the drivers that have had a lot of experience, 1 year plus, that's 40% of these crashes were experienced drivers. And is it because of the fact that we're complacent, or is it because of the fact that we're repetitious? Look, nobody wants to wake up and say, I want to do a bad job. Nobody says, I want to be late for the load. But, we got to make sure that we put that right impression down because even if we feel confident that we can drive in these conditions, maybe the motoring public can't. And if they lose control and hit us, then we have another area of concern. And that's, of course, the safety of the motoring public.
this is incredible. I'm sure you've seen this map, and I don't know if the drivers have necessarily seen it. We have snow in just a huge amount of the United States right now. It is just incredible. And even as far south as like central Texas. So this is really everywhere at the moment. Um, so anyways, all right, well, um, if this is affecting even the most seasoned drivers, um, it does seem like shutting down might be the best course of action. Well, Bill, in our effort to try to keep this short, do you have any last comments that you think you did not um, have a moment to really stress the importance of having this emergency safety briefing that you'd like to share with us now? Um, you've been so great so far.
No, absolutely, and I appreciate again the opportunity. And yeah, I do have a closing statement. And again, it goes back to running the freight. We need to make sure that our driving force understands that they are priority. And when they feel that they're being running late, it's as simple as sending a macro 22. We'll contact the account managers. We'll make sure that we got all of the other stuff taken care of, but we just cannot drive in these conditions.
Look at this from Kadar. He's the terminal manager of Houston, of the Houston terminal, and there's reports of a 100-car pileup somewhere. So this is happening. So yeah, good day to be in a tow truck industry. Unfortunately, we are not in the tow truck industry. So tow trucks are not our friend. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to hop on today, Bill. I hope that we can get this message out to all the drivers quickly and efficiently, and that it's impactful, and people decide that what, hey, it's just not worth it right now. So thanks again. Signing off. I'll talk to Edwardsville Nation later. Be safe out there.
Thanks again, Alex.
Okay, we are off the live, and we stopped the recording too.